Good evening, Unique Couples community. We are Vito and Linda Patrick, founders of Unique Couples and co-authors of 7 Pillars to Strengthen Your Marriage. Welcome to day number 29
Oh my goodness.
of the 7 Pillars to Strengthen Your Marriage Summit, Marriage on a Mission. We have been here now for the last 28 days. We are on day 29 and we are in for another great evening as we have special guests with us this evening for day number 29.
Oh my goodness. It was indeed a challenge. We said this is Marriage on a Mission, 7 Pillars to Strengthen Your Marriage Summit. We're doing it in 30 days, 30 couples, and 30 ways to make your relationship stronger, healthier, and happier in 30 minutes or less a day. And it has been a miracle because we actually survived the challenge at day 29. Yeah. And we have the extraordinary celebrity couple with us today, all the way from over the waters, you'd say. They're in the USA, but of course, Bahamian born and bred. And so we're so happy to have the Bains with us today.
Yes, we have the Bains. Hello, Pastor Ricardo and Sister Tameka. How are you guys doing?
Dr. Bain.
We're awesome.
We're doing great.
I'm excited to be here.
All right, awesome. And just to let our viewing audience know, Dr. Ricardo Bain did our counseling for Linda and I before we got married. And
yes.
we just want to say thank you and we commend you for that because we're talking sweet 16 plus 6, 22 years later. You know, so
we haven't killed each other. So something happened during those counseling sessions that made it work. And we're still following through with the advice and living through it through all of our life changes. So this celebrity couple was hard to pin down. And we're so excited that, we had to have them and we got them finally for day 29. So, you know, it's special. And we didn't want to wait for 30 because 30, something else could happen. So we definitely want to make sure we had them for this special day.
Yes. So thank you again, Dr. Bain and Lady Tameka, for being here with us. And we are going straight into our conversation. Can you let our viewing audience know?
It's been long.
Yes, it has been long. Let our viewing audience know a little about yourselves and how and when did you meet?
Okay, so I'll begin. So as you have already known, my name is Tameka, and this fine fella here is my sweet thing in the can, Ricardo. We were born, raised, our navel strings were buried in the city of Nassau, Bahamas. To be exact, I was raised in Centerville. He was just a little bit off of East Street. So I'm a Valley girl all the way who converted him to be a Valley boy. Yes. So we are like 242 in the belly, okay? Ricardo, he is a Seventh-day Adventist pastor at the Elam Seventh-day Adventist Church in St. Petersburg, Florida. And I have been called to serve in pathology. We have been blessed with 2 amazing young people. Our son, Ricardo II, who would prefer to be called RJ, and he's off to school now pursuing a degree to become a doctor of physical therapy. Our daughter, she too is off to school. And so right now at this time, we are empty nesters.
Ooh.
And we're enjoying it to the fullest.
Every bit of it.
And that's why all the traveling and everything would be in place. Yes, you get to do all of that.
All right.
And so you also asked how we met. Oh, I mean, I just love this part right here. Okay. So we have known each other for now 38 years. Okay. And so we met when we were in the 7th grade at Bahamas Academy. And I always tease him. I said, I was the new kid on the block, and when he walked into that class, because I was sort of quiet and so-called shy. And when he walked into that class and I saw him, I said, whew. And he had the little mole on his face. And I said to myself, his future is going to be so bright with me in it, you know? And then we went on through high school, and you want to tell them what actually happened in grade 10?
Yeah, so as we were in grade 10, one of our teachers, Pastor Basil Sturp, he actually gave us an opportunity to test out what marriage was about.
Roy.
He taught us Bible at the time, and he said, I'm going to put you to get married for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And you are going to follow my prescription, which was simply to talk with each other, to share with each other various topics of conversation, all right, and to, at the end of it, come to the class and share with the class what it was like being married for 2 weeks. And he kind of told me what was going to happen before the class started. And so I sat to the front of the class. He was going to take the list of girls and give it to the boys so that we could write our name beside the girl that we wish to be married to for those 2 weeks. And so I sat in the front so that I could be sure that nobody put their name beside hers. And so that was a special time. We got to talk. We got to really spend time sharing with each other. Those topics were just great. And we were able to grow. And at the end of it, we came together. I gave her an apple cider with a fruit basket in front of the whole class. That was a big celebration that day. I don't remember learning anything else that day. It was that special.
And so out of those 38 years we've been together, we've been married now 27 years.
27 years.
Yes.
Wow.
So from those small, humble beginnings,
Mhm.
we have spawned into the couple that we are today. Thanks be to God.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So 38. We got it? 38?
38 years.
38.
And 27 married.
27. So we know that some marriages have not been around for that long, and they face challenges. And some, of course, have been around for longer. So you don't go 28 or 30, 27 or 38 years without any challenges. And we know that happens. And we've had guests on. For those of you who are watching live with us or who catch the recording, you know that marriages have challenges, right? And no one really escapes it. But how we deal with it is another thing. So what is an obstacle or challenge you faced in dating or marriage, and how did y'all overcome it?
Okay, so one challenge that we faced in our marriage is actually when my husband accepted a call to transfer to New York City. Now, that wasn't the challenge, because we are called to serve. But when we went to New York, my husband, he was on an R1 visa. Myself and the kids, we were on R2 visas. And so I was not eligible to work at that time. But backtrack a little bit, he had to leave a year before myself and the kids because I was bonded to the Bahamas government. I worked for them, and they had sent me off to school to pursue my second degree. And so I had to come back and finish up, give them service in time. And so around that same time he accepted the call, I had just been promoted as a senior tech in the in pathology. So you can see where we're going here now. So now we're in America on one salary, in New York City to be exact. And for those of you who've lived in New York City, or if you're living in New York City, it's very expensive. And so we have our house in the Bahamas. We have our 2 kids in the church school because we believe in Seventh-day Adventist Christian education. And so the math was just not mathing and adding up, okay? The income versus the expenses just didn't match. But what we had to do, we saw where, hey, this can either make us or break us. And so what we decided, we got together, we now had to prioritize, we had to, readjust our budget. I couldn't shop at Macy's every week, So
you know, the go, you know, the girl like the shop.
So we had to adjust, but God has been faithful to us, and this took place for 2 years, okay? For 2 years, we were living off of one salary, and what could have severed us, destroyed us, caused us to separate and divorce, actually brought us closer towards each other.
Yeah, because, anytime you come together to plan a budget, it starts with faith.
Yes.
Yes.
And so we prayed a lot during that time that God would just give us what we need to just live a humble life and take care of our kids. That was all that we could really do on such a tight budget. But God made it work for us. And we're so grateful that we trusted him.
Yeah.
Returning tithe and offering at that time was really something that we had to live in a real way. And there are times that even as a preacher, you're tempted. Man, my kids, my wife. And then you have to pause and say, well, wait a minute. The God who brought you to this will take you through this.
Yes.
You're going to be fine. And you're going to come out on the other side even more blessed than before. And truly, we can say that we were blessed then. And oh my goodness, now we are even more blessed.
And, to add on to what he was saying, and being faithful and not being tempted to withhold that tithe and offering, after 2 years, we received, our green cards and then eventually our citizenship. And so now I had so many job opportunities. I mean, they were just coming in, but I was refusing them. Here it is now, one salary, but yet I'm refusing jobs. I refused them because they wanted me to work on the Sabbath. And I've never worked on the Sabbath before, and I never will work on the Sabbath. So my husband and I, we went back together again. We prayed about it. We said, God, you're going to work this out for us. And I remember a few weeks later, I received an email from Columbia University in New York City. They asked me to come and, have an interview with them. Had the interview, and literally the next morning, I received a call from the director and said, hey, listen, we need to have you. And I accepted it. They're like, hey, even if, because they could hear it in my voice, I was like, and they're like, okay, we will increase this. I'm like, you know what, let me speak with my husband. That time, deep down inside, we already know we're going to accept this, And we accepted it. It was like 3 times more than what the others were offering. And then I said to my husband, we're going to eat good now. I can shop to Macy's now. But God is faithful. And I'm just saying all of this to say, hey, stick with each other. Pray about it. You're in this together.
Mm-hmm.
We always want to remember that we are not competing. We are complementing.
Yes.
And when we have that kind of connection, even in our finances, it really, really gave us more of a kind of togetherness that we could never imagine if we were trying to make this thing go on our own. Our trust in God was at an all-time high during those challenging times, and he brought us through.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome.
I like the phrase you said about, anyway, I'll summarize it, about, he brought you to it and he'll get you through it. And then there's if we were even blessed before, like the blessing, together, when you decide to, what, we'll do this together, this is going to draw us closer. And the blessings that comes after, I was going to say, yeah, you're more blessed than it. I was making up a word when I heard that. I was like, oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, more. It's just like that blessing that God has for us. when we are faithful to him, and when we don't allow the challenges to destroy us,
Yes.
even what we get as a couple. So we're saying to all of you out there, we're talking to ourselves as well, like, oh my goodness, I can't wait for us to actually get the opportunity where we can actually have that praise time where
Yeah.
someone can actually say and ask the hard questions, and we can say, yes, look at how God brought us out through November to remember, or whatever experiences.
Yeah.
So we're saying to you, those of you who are watching and listening, don't give up on each other. Go through it, grow through it, because God has even more blessings on the other side of your challenge.
Yes, and it's important that you grow through it and grow together. And like the Bains said, you don't want to be competing against one another. You want to complement one another, and that is so important. That is very important. You want to work together as one team. Linda and I, we are the Patrick team, and obviously God at the center. So we talk about that love triangle before. God at the top, Linda and I at the bottom, and the Bains, they just tied in everything together, letting us know obstacles will come up. There will be challenges, but you have to remain faithful, trust in God, and you will be able to overcome whatever obstacle or challenges you face.
Yes.
Thank you very much to the Bains for sharing that. Yes. Can you go ahead and tell our viewing audience about your contribution to the book, 7 Pillars to Strengthen Your Marriage, and what is your favorite part of the book?
So we were privileged.
Yes.
And we were giddy proud to,
excitement.
to be the ones to write the foreword to that wonderful piece. I believe that work that you and your wife put together, Brother Vito, was a pivotal piece. I believe that couples who look at that and follow what you have in that book would certainly find themselves blessed beyond belief. Yes. You know, we wrote that forward, and it was just so easy to write because everything you have in the book was so relatable.
Yes.
and you're asking me to find one pillar to talk about. I mean, I could talk about all of them, right? But the one that really jumps out above the others is one that is pervasive in any relationship. You cannot live in a relationship without this one, and that is communication. Pillar number 5, I believe 5, right? Pillar number 5, communication. 3 most important words in any relationship: communication, communication, communication. You cannot have a relationship unless you communicate. And every part of your communicating, all right, makes the relationship that much better. And it's no I, it's we. In the communication process. And so I like it because that part of the book kind of gave an overview of communication, but it had like a personal, earthy touch to it, if that makes sense. So the way you wrote, the style of writing was like conversational, but it also had a deep spiritual tone that you brought to communication that was just so rich and inspiring. And I tell you the truth, as I read through, I was like, I believe that this piece here should really be imbibed and digested by every single couple. And they would find themselves living life in a way that their communication would be at an all-time high, and they would be able to really solidify their relationship with communication.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Bain and Lady Tameka, for the forward. And it was well put together, like you said. And yes, communication is also very, very important, like you mentioned, because communication is everything in your marriage, everything in your relationship, in all areas. So that there is important. And if you haven't gotten your copy of 7 Pillars to Strengthen Your Marriage, you want to go ahead and get your copy. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it here on the island of Grand Bahama at Variety Vault downtown in the Independence Square, and you can find it at Bellevue Gift on Queens Highway. You can also find it in the islands of Nassau and Abaco. So go ahead and get your copy of 7 Pillars to Strengthen Your Marriage. And if you have your copy already, you want to go ahead and gift copies to couples or persons who are dating, engaged. So this message can be spread. Thanksgiving just was a few days ago. Now Christmas is coming up. So all sorts of holidays are happening. So go ahead and get copies out of the book.
Wherever books are sold. And then we recently interviewed a couple from Canada, and they say, oh, it's on Google Books. So they have your entire forward on Google Books. I was like, I didn't know about that. And they have all the whole chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. I was like, I don't know about that. But our publishers, they know what they're doing. So Exibris, it's also, you can get it at exibris.com and wherever books are sold. So we're all excited about sharing and wanting to get this message out. We want our marriages to be healthy. We want our children to live in healthy, happy homes. And we want our communities to be stronger because of the strong homes we have. And we take it for granted sometimes that what we see in society, but it's a replica of what's happening in our homes. And so if we want to change society, we have to start first with what's happening individually with us as persons and definitely in our homes. And that's how we could help make sure we have better countries and, a better world.
Yes. So true.
Yes. So can you just tell us again why reading a book like 7 Pillars to Strengthen Your Marriage is important?
Yeah, so I feel it's very important. Both of us, as we kind of went through it, we looked at the book in terms of how would it benefit us as a couple. And then as we did that, we kind of broadened the lenses and we looked at how would this connect with couples that are in the community. And we came out with this thought. The way that this book is written, it reaches not only those who are on the high end of the education realm, but it reaches to those persons who may not have master's or doctorate degrees. Anybody that picks up this book can read it. And so we thought that the reach of it was so broad that it could really span the spectrum of classes in society.
And very practical as well.
Very practical, right. The nuggets that you have in the chapters are just so easy to plug and play. And so you can utilize it. So it's important to read books like this, because in that way, you would know that you have a real strong footing to really stand on and a resource to help you in your marriage. But even as you read, remember that people are always more important than pages. And the pages serve the people. So you read so that you could be enriched and your lives could be better, because it's really about affecting change within the lives of human beings.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh yeah, we can definitely have that. We need an Amazon review with that same all of that, so we can do the transcript and you put that in. Wonderful. I like it because the thought behind it was to actually have it. Like, we didn't want to go and use all the big words and all of that and make it so difficult, and you need to go and get a dictionary to see what these things mean, and make it so difficult that, hey, a person who, yes, with my high school education or with hardly any, I could still read it. And then someone who maybe with that master's or doctorate level of, any postgraduate, like they could still look at it and find tips and tools and just be able to read it and know that, hey, yes, it's a work that could help everyone. And that's
the genius of the book. That's the genius of the book right there.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that you were able to say that we achieved that, because that was indeed one of the things that we were like, with our editor, no, we don't want it to sound like that. We want it to sound real. And it's like, oh, let's bring it up a little. So I think we got the balance of what we needed with that. So I'm thanking God.
Yes.
Awesome.
Can we have some drum roll?
Oh, yes, drum roll.
Drum roll. We have reached that part of the program where we ask for our number one tip or recommendation.
There.
And with us being on day number 29,
oh man,
we have had 28 tips so far. We haven't had no duplications.
Yeah.
We haven't had no repeats.
None.
So to the Bains, can you tell our viewing audience what is your number one tip or recommendation to making relationships stronger, healthier, and happier?
Yeah.
I really think we got this. Go ahead, shoot it.
I would say putting each other first. Meaning, I would sacrifice my needs so that my wife, Tameka, could have her needs met. And she doing the same for me. And as we prioritize each other's needs, we are always looking out for the best interests of each other, thus enriching our relationship and making us more connected, more intimate as a couple.
Awesome. You're gonna say, clocked it. You clocked it.
Yes, that wasn't mentioned before. Excellent. Putting the needs of your spouse first is important.
Yeah,
it's vital. It's crucial. It's critical. All of that's very important. So thank you, Dr. Bain, for that. And that tip wasn't mentioned. So great job.
And you know how you like to see Tameka? God got your 6.
Yes, he got your 6.
He got your 6. And that's what we have to do too, as it relates to our spouses. He got my back and I got his back, and he's making sure my needs are met, and I'm making sure his needs are met. And we do that. And by doing that, of course, one person is not going to supply all your needs, because of course, Jesus is the ultimate need filler. So you have to find that in him first, and then you could be open to what your spouse and what you will do for each other. But it's so important as couples that we, of course, give it all to Jesus first, but look out for each other. And so for those of you who are watching, don't take it for granted. And you hear some of the tips, and you had like 29 days of tips and nuggets and all the stuff that came before we did the drum roll. And you may look at some of them and say, oh, that's easy. Oh, I know that. But one thing we have taught and will continue to teach, we teach it in our marriage club, we teach it to couples that we coach and everything, and we say it, and we've also said it in the book. It's easy to do and it's easy not to do. And it's not about what you know, because guess what? A whole lot of this, let's be real. A whole lot of this information everyone already knows. But it's not about what you know, it's about what you're doing. And doing intentionally. So sometimes we know we should look out for each other. We know we should put our spouse's needs first. We know we should pray together. We know we should
have a budget.
Yeah, we should have a budget. But how many of us are actually doing it? Like we could say that, yes, I'm doing this. I'm intentionally doing this. And so we say, be intentional about your loving. Be intentional about your relationship and what you're doing. Because knowing is only half the battle. The doing is where you get that 100%, and that is what leads to success.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have a prescription, you got to practice, right?
Yep.
So if you don't practice what the prescription says, you still have nothing.
Nope. That is indeed true.
Yeah.
That's like going to the doctor and getting the medicine
And then don't take it.
And you don't take it.
And not
like,
even
oh yeah, I got the medicine.
Yeah.
You know who does that? Victory is famous for that. She's like, oh, I need to go to the doctor. And then she goes to the doctor, but she don't want to take the medicine. I'm like, how do you expect to go get better?
Yeah.
But every time
better. Yes.
he says, you'll have to take me to the doctor. And I'm like, you want to go to the doctor? You know what the doctor's gonna do? The doctor's gonna give you medicine. But I don't like to take medicine. No, I don't want it. Why you got that medicine? You know, so that we have to not be like that, right?
Yeah.
We have to not be like that.
Yes.
Yep.
So as we bring this conversation to a conclusion, can the Bains let our viewing audience know what are you doing now or have planned, and how our audience can get in touch with you?
Okay, so right now we have our focus on trying to make connections with teenagers. It's a group that is kind of fading fast spiritually, and to bring them back to center, to get them involved in a 24/7 connected experience with God, we came up with this idea that we want to create a Reppin' Jesus brand. And young people don't say representing, they shorten it up and say reppin'. Who you reppin', right?
Yeah.
And so we came out with Reppin' Jesus, right? And so if you go to adventsource.org, you would find our latest resource, and it's called Reppin' Jesus Real Reps, and this is designed for teenagers. Okay, it's very, very beautiful, very, very colorful. In each of the 30 reps that you have, we did it for 1 month. Each of the 30 reps, you have a real teenager writing a letter to Jesus, a short letter. All right. And then after that, Jesus responds through his word. And we have a couple of texts there related to the prayer that was prayed. And after that, then we have a devotional nugget that's just 3 lines long. All right. And then we have them reflecting and repping. So they get to answer a few questions as they reflect on what Jesus said in his word in their devotional nugget. And after that, then there is the actual rep, where they get to now personalize their rep and make a connection with God for themselves. Coupled with that, we have a QR code.
Yes.
All right, with a worship track that aligns with the nugget, aligns with the prayer and the reflection for that day. And we also have stickers. Young people like stickers, right? They want their stickers on their water bottles, on their book bag, on their books. They like stickers. And so for each day, we have a sticker with the sticker quote for the day and the mirror moment for the day. Well, we encourage them to stand in the mirror and say something to themselves for that day. Okay. Awesome. And so that's kind of what the book offers. And we have 30 days of that. And when you go to Advent Source, you will also see the Reppin' Jesus small group resources, a leader's guide, a participant guide, and the way we designed it is for it to be utilized for outreach. So for somebody who wants to learn more about the Bible and the doctrines of church life, this is designed for them. Young adult edition, though.
Awesome.
To reach us, you can
go ahead.
Yeah, to reach us, you can go to Elim, ELIM, SDA St. Pete. Elam SDA St. Pete, a YouTube channel. And you'll be able to see a whole lot of connections that we have there. And you'll be able to tune in and find a lot of content that would really make your lives better and more enriched.
Awesome. Like when you were talking about the book, and our copy hasn't arrived yet. It should have been here. But anyway, when you were talking about it, right? It was like, this book sounds really nice. This devotional. It's like, and you say it's teens. I think some people want to cross off the teens and say, I'm going to use it for myself,
And what is so interesting is that we had a lot of adults actually looking at the book and going through it, and they're like, hey, I need to purchase one of these for myself. I'm getting 15 of these and I'm going to take one, so it's actually, the content in it is so rich that it can reach any age. Okay, so it's for the teens, but you too as adults can benefit from it.
Yes, definitely. I can definitely see that. So we're so happy. So go reach out. I know you have some more books, because Pastor doesn't stop,
Yes.
And so on Amazon too, right? I think you have some books on Amazon as well.
Yeah.
So
on Amazon, he has
2 books on Amazon.
Okay.
And so it is. This is my story. That's a collection of stories from young people all over New York City that was impacted by small groups, and they gave me permission to share their stories. I mean, rich encounters. I mean, from prostitutes to drug addicts and they all came to these groups and they were really, really impacted. And then, as Jesus did, I kind of took a look at Jesus's 12 disciples and how he interacted with them, communed with them, and made their lives better.
Awesome. We are so excited about what you're doing. We can't keep up. And that's quite okay because y'all empty nesters, and we still have an 8-year-old.
Hey!
But we're so excited about your ministry and your work, and of course, doing it together and having each other back. And when we think about couples who are really like living the talk, and it's like you're saying what you're actually doing. So it's not, this is us outside and this is us inside. This is y'all all the time, everywhere. Just y'all, right? And so we're excited about what you're doing. Continue doing the awesome work. And then, of course, thank you for being here and being on the show with us today.
Yes. Thank you very much to the Bains for taking time out of the schedule, being with us this evening. Thank you to our Unique Couples community for tuning in for the last 29 days. So tomorrow is day 30. So you don't want to miss it. You want to tune in tomorrow, same time, same place.
Yes. And of course, go ahead, look in the description and the link so you can get those. You can get the link. Go in the comments, and get the link so you can get Pastor Dr. Ricardo's books and get your teen. Like this, we're talking about the whole family, right? We want the whole family to be well. So get your teens connected. And if you're like me, you're going to read that book and have that and use your stickers too. And I'm going to act like a teen because we're going to be forever young.
Yep.
So we're not old people. We're going to be forever young. So we get in the teen book and we'll be sharing it with others as well. So go ahead and click those links. And of course,
also go ahead.
Okay, go ahead and click the link for our free gift that we have for you, and it allows you to get closer to your spouse. We're talking about intimacy, connection, and date night ideas. So click that free link and you get click the free. Anyway, something's just happening. Click the link and get the free gift. Up for you.
Yes, and also don't forget December the 7th is our couples retreat. All white from this moment on. You want to make sure click the link in the description so you can register for it if you haven't registered as yet. So December the 7th, 5 p.m. at Pelican Bay. You don't want to miss it. So make sure you are there. Yes, we just want to also thank our sponsors as well. We have Druba Solutions. We have Hair to Please. We have Express Food Mart.
Advanced Surgical Care. Yes. We are so happy. Carnetta Parker and all those persons who made it possible. Thank you so much for all that you do. We don't take it for granted. And of course, making this possible so that couples will be able to come and get the information and and of course the inspiration they need to take it further, advanced surgical care. Awesome.
So thank you again to the Bains. Thank you to Unique Couples community. Here at Unique Couples, we are building stronger couples, healthier marriages, and happier families. Love you guys. Have a great rest of the evening. Bye.